In the previous podcast, we discussed organizational structures and how urban forestry programs are arranged within cities and agencies. Today, we're going to focus on how the rules that guide those programs are created. Policy development, because policies don't just appear. They are developed through a process that involves data, stakeholders, and decision-making. Understanding that process is essential for anyone working in urban forestry. Let's start with a key idea. Policy is intentional. It is designed to address specific goals or problems. In urban forestry, policies may be created to protect canopy, manage development impacts, or improve tree care practices. Now let's talk about where policy begins. Policy development often starts with identifying a need. For example, a city may be losing canopy due to development. There may be inconsistent tree care practices. Or there may be public concern about tree removal. These issues create the need for policy. Now let's consider data. As we discussed in earlier podcasts, data plays a critical role. Inventory data, canopy assessments, and program evaluations provide evidence. They help define the problem and support the need for action. Now let's talk about stakeholder input. Policy development involves multiple stakeholders. City departments, elected officials, community members, developers, and advocacy groups may all be involved. Engagement helps ensure that policies reflect a range of perspectives. Now let's consider drafting. Once a need is identified and input is gathered, policies are drafted. This involves defining requirements, procedures, and enforcement mechanisms. For example, a tree ordinance may specify when permits are required for removal. Now let's talk about review and approval. Policies typically go through a review process. This may involve legal review, public comment, and approval by governing bodies such as city councils. This process ensures that policies are appropriate and enforceable. Now let's consider implementation. Once adopted, policies must be implemented. This includes training staff, updating procedures, and communicating requirements to the public. Implementation is where policy becomes practice. Now let's talk about enforcement. As we discussed earlier, policies must be enforced to be effective. This may involve inspections, fines, or corrective actions. Enforcement ensures compliance. Now let's consider evaluation. Policies should be evaluated over time. Are they achieving their intended goals? Are adjustments needed? Evaluation helps improve policies. Now let's connect this to urban forestry. Policy development is how cities shape the future of their urban forest. It provides structure and direction. Now let's consider the role of professionals. Urban foresters and arborists often contribute to policy development. They provide technical expertise and help translate science into policy. For the ISA Urban Forest Professional Exam, focus on policy development. You should understand how policies are created, the role of data and stakeholders, the steps from drafting to implementation, and the importance of enforcement and evaluation. Questions may involve identifying stages of policy development or evaluating policy effectiveness. Policy development is how ideas become action. It shapes how trees are protected, managed, and valued. In the next podcast, we'll continue by exploring program coordination and interdepartmental collaboration, and how different parts of a city work together to manage the urban forest. You've been listening to the Arborist-podcast. Our goal is to grow our collective knowledge, one domain at a time. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe to help us keep this momentum. Until next time, let's keep growing this community together.